Okay, guys, moving on with my HK600 build. So before I decided that before I went ahead and installed my electronics, there was going to be some parts that I wanted to replace, and after reading a lot of stories about parts failing on the stock HK600 parts failing on these first HK600 GTs here, I decided to just go ahead and get the replacement parts now, so that way it avoids any future problems. And these are problems with the first version of HK600 GTs. They know about these issues with the kit. They are working to fix the issues with the kit. But if you bought one of the first ones, you're going to have to buy some upgrades. And they're not really upgrades, but what you want to do is you want to buy some genuine Align T-Rex 600 parts. That's what this is cloned of. Those parts are much higher quality, and you won't have to worry about them being defective or anything. Or breaking because they're weak components. So anytime you need a replacement part for this, you want to buy a genuine Align part. And so, like I said, I went ahead and ordered a couple parts that this needed, and I got my parts from Ron's Heli Pros South. Now, if you go to my website, you go to my forum, you can find links for the place. Great guys down there. They stock the full line of T-Rex parts, and Ron's, they don't really deal with any of these cheaper helicopters. They're not big on clones or anything. They much rather prefer the real thing. So if because like I said, this kit is for people that like to tinker. If you don't like to tinker, then you're going to want a higher quality kit, maybe the T-Rex or, a Thunder Tiger or whatever. Ron's Heli Pros, they carry all that stuff. So if you want a high quality kit, they're the people to go to. They got free shipping over $100. But like I said, they stock all the Align 600 parts, the T-Rex 600. So I went ahead and ordered up the parts that I was going to need. And, it was about $110 worth of parts. Nothing really serious. It was only 8 parts. Even with those parts, that would bring the total of this helicopter kit up to $250 for the whole kit. And that's carbon fiber frame, full CNC head and tail. That's a lot of kit for $250. It's a lot less than a T-Rex 600, the actual Align kit. And after you stick the $110 worth of parts on it, yeah, you have to stick more money into the kit, but after you do that, you've got a really nice helicopter for still less than any other helicopter of this size class. And a lot of you remember that the E-Smart here used to be my favorite big helicopter. I still love my E-Smart, but E-Sky dropped the ball, and they decided not to bring this back, which is such a shame. I love this helicopter. It flies great, but now got this, much better value, bigger, and even when this was out, this was like a $250 kit. On sale, they were on sale for like $200 for just the kit. Again, $250, you got yourself full carbon fiber frame, CNC head and tail. The E-Smart, the full carbon fiber frame and CNC head, that was like a $350 kit. So this would be $100 less than the equivalent E-Smart, $100 less, and with these kits you can get parts almost anywhere. T-Rex 600 from Align, they sell those parts everywhere. So that's a great thing about these the HK 600. So it's cheaper, better part support, better quality. This is, if you're looking for to get into this bigger size class and don't have a small fortune to spend, then you're going to need something reasonably priced but decent quality. So this kit with a few line upgrades, this is what you want, in my opinion. So real quick, I'm just going to show you the parts that I got for this and just go over why I got them. And then we'll go ahead and put them on and get going with my build. Okay, these are the parts that I bought. Actually, just this stuff. It wasn't a lot. On my kit, this bottom base plate came broken, so that was why I needed a new one. But the rest of these parts, there's actually 7 parts here because there's 3 things right here. These are the parts that I think pretty much everybody should buy. There's other things have been reported. Some people have bought main shafts, and even the tail shafts. Some people have bought them. This shaft down here. My tail has been fine, and there really hasn't been that many reports of major problems with these tails. There's, just binding issues mainly. So I think you'll be good with that. But again, most of the problems here are right here. This is going to be the stuff you're going to want to buy. And so first off, and this is the most important part. You have to buy this if you get one of these first generation HK 600 GTs. Do not fly with the stock one. The reason being, this plastic gear is known to come off in flight. Some people, it's what it is there's little splines on here that this gear is pressed onto, and it's just not done very well on the stock HK600. Some people, they've gotten to spool up the helicopter and the gear's stripped out on the little splines in there. Some people, it's happened to them in flight. So don't take the chance. Replace this part. It's not that expensive. Again, I got all this stuff. It's all genuine, aligned T-Rex 600 parts. Again, I got it from Ron's Heli Pro South. I've got links to all this stuff on my website. Or you can just go to their site and search it out. So this is the first part that you should definitely must have. Okay. So the next thing, this is a servo plate, and this aids in mounting your servos. They're cheap, and I'll show you more about how these work a little bit later. But trust me, buy some of these. They're cheap, and they're just gonna make life easier. So another thing, skids. I thought that these would be strong, and they're not. A friend of mine had these. He landed his helicopter, just normal landing, and the whole one side, both of them, snapped off. So he, needless to say, he was able to save his helicopter without any damage. But to have the skids snap off just from a normal landing, especially on something this size, is completely unacceptable. So again, another cheap part. Get the Align T-Rex 600 skids. These things are way stronger, way stronger. Get them. Moving on, the flybar cage, the stock one, either these rods are too short or it gets drilled in there too far. But the stock one, when you tighten it down, it binds up, it doesn't move freely. So I went ahead and got a new flybar cage. And this part, the main gear, the auto rotation gear, and the one-way bearing right here. So I definitely think you should get this. A lot of people have had problems. These gears are, they're not perfectly round. When you spin them around, they wobble around stuff. So don't take the chance of having a problem with the main gear. That'd be a major problem if something happens with this in flight. So, go ahead and get the original one, and so. But that's the parts I definitely think everybody should get. Like I said, it's only really 7 parts. But links to all this stuff on my website. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff installed, and then go ahead and start installing my electronics.